Hello and welcome to your junior achievement program called JAR Nation. My name is Nicole and I work at United Community Bank in Morganfield, Kentucky. Here I'm a customer service representative. I've worked here for 4 years and I have a history in retail. Imagine someone asked you to open a new elementary school. What jobs would be absolutely necessary? Teachers, principals, front people for the front desk. How about janitors and people in the lunchroom? Those are all necessary jobs for an elementary school. What skills do you think a 5th grade teacher needs? Well, the first one is probably patience, but also they will have had to go to school to learn how to be a teacher, and they will have to be good with kids. What else do you think? Let's talk about high growth, high demand jobs. Those are jobs that are projected to add a large number of employees to the workforce. Our nation needs skilled workers. New and existing businesses create demand for workers. Those are human resources. And they have a demand for those that have skills to fit their needs. If making a good or a service is expected to create a large number of jobs, these jobs are called high growth jobs. The government does research to determine which jobs will be high growth, high demand jobs, and this information helps schools, colleges, and young people prepare for career opportunities. Technology. This is the use of machinery, equipment, and processes. High growth, high demand jobs today require the use of technology, which is a capital resource. Advances in technology make it possible for businesses to substitute capital resources for human resources. That means some people will lose their jobs. Here are some jobs that may not exist in 10 years because of the advances in technology. Some examples could be store clerks, toll collectors, travel agents, postal carriers, and people in manufacturing jobs. Here, where I work at the bank, some ways that we use technology is by doing online banking or by opening your checking account online. While this does still require me, human resources, to do some things, it is easier to do it online than it is to come in person. Interests. These are things that you enjoy. A future career may seem a really long ways away from today, but students can begin to prepare for that career today by considering their skills and interests and matching those types of careers to their interests. So let me ask you, what interests you? Do you have a hobby? And what kind of job do you see yourself doing in the future? If you know what your interests are, you can begin to think about what kind of jobs may be interesting in having when you get older. So now let's talk about career clusters. Career clusters are a grouping of jobs in industries that are related by skills and products. Earlier, we talked about an elementary school in our lesson. Some of the answers for what jobs might be required could have been a teacher, principal, or librarian. Career clusters that would be located in the education career cluster. So here is our career cluster. Let's go over them. The first one we have is agriculture, food, and natural resources. Some jobs that might be in that career cluster could be a farmer, a fisherman, a game warden, or a mining engineer. The next one is architecture and construction. Some jobs in that cluster could be a carpenter, a contractor, an electrician, or a plumber. Arts, audio, video, technology, and communication. In that career cluster, you could be an actor, an artist, a digital media specialist, a graphic designer, or a photographer. This is business, management, and administration. For those job cluster, you could be an entrepreneur, a human resources manager, or an office manager. Education and training. That career cluster could include a college professor, or a counselor, a librarian, or a teacher. Finance. This is my career cluster. In this one, you could be a bank teller, an accountant, a loan officer, or a stockbroker. The next cluster is government and public administration. For that, you could be a bank examiner, a homeland security manager, public administration supervisor, or a legislator. A career cluster that's popular in our area is health science. This could be a paramedic, a dietitian, a dentist, or criminology. The next cluster is hospitality and tourism. For this, you could be a chef, or a lifeguard, or a travel agent, or a waiter. The next one is human services. For this, it could be a cosmetologist, or a hairstylist, or a preschool teacher, or a social worker. Information technology. You could be a computer programmer, or a multimedia producer, software engineer, or a web designer. Law, public safety, and security. For this, you could be an attorney, a judge, a private investigator, or a police officer. We have 4 more clusters. This one is manufacturing. For this, you could be a bolt builder, a computer integration technologist, a mechanic, or a welder. Marketing, sales, and service. For this, you could be a customer service representative. That's what I do. Fashion marketing, or you could do public relations specialist or real estate appraiser. Sports and entertainment marketer. And here we have STEM. We talked about this in our last session: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. For this, you could be an astronomer, a biologist, a computer engineer, or a meteorologist. And our last cluster is transportation, distribution, and logistics. In this cluster, your job could be an airplane pilot, an air traffic controller, a flight attendant, or a truck driver. Do you like to build things? Can you think of 3 jobs that would be needed to build a house? Some examples could be an engineer, an architect, a construction worker, and that career cluster would be architecture and construction. Do you like helping others? Can you think of 3 jobs that help keep the public safe? How about a police officer, a firefighter, or a civil engineer? That career cluster is law, public safety, and security. Thank you for your participation today. Remember, you have the opportunity to learn new skills and develop new interests at school, home, and in the community. I'll see you on our next session together. Now, you will complete an activity that goes along with today's session.